Hello and welcome to another Good e-reader comparison video. This is Peter.
And this is Michael.
Today we are comparing Sony PRS-T1 versus the Sony tablet. Now this isn't a test to see which device is better, which one will play videos better, and which one has the bigger processor, because as you can see this is a full 9.4-inch dual-core processor tablet versus a 800 megahertz e-ink screen 6-inch e-reader. I mean, you can do more with this than this. We realize that. We're just showing you because these are the two latest releases from Sony. This is the latest and leading color device from Sony in terms of tablets, and this is the latest e-reading experience from Sony. So I'm going to leave it to Mike to give you some specs on the two, and we'll go from there.
Alright, like Peter said, that they are two very different tablets, but in effect, they have a lot of similarities with each other. They both run a Google Android, although the Sony Tablet S actually runs a more current version, if that really matters. They're both touchscreen. They both have Wi-Fi. They both can expand their memory. The T1 actually can expand it via micro SD, while the Sony tablet actually has a full SD port. So you could almost say that the T1's a little bit modern in the respect that it has smaller SD cards able to be used for it. 6-inch versus 9.4-inch. And aside from that, there are differences with storage. The T1 has 2 gigs, while the Sony Tablet S only has 16. I say only,
Yeah.
but that's fairly solid. The purpose of this comparison is obviously these are the two newest Sony products, and a lot of people ask us, what is the reading experience like on a tablet versus an e-reader? And obviously the T1 is a dedicated e-reader. It could allow you to load in your own books, buy books from the Sony store, as well as borrow books from the library using the Overdrive application, and you can find that under the public library option there. I'm a huge fan of the T1. The T1 actually gets a lot of hate in the community, but I find that this is like the perfect all-in-one e-reader. There's really no e-reader on the market that allows you to tap into Google Books, Sony Books, and borrowing books from a library. Most e-readers make you have to jump through the hurdles of using Adobe Digital Editions, downloading books via your PC, and then transferring them to your e-reader. It's a convoluted, jump through many hoop process, and I find beauty in simplicity, and I really think that Sony does a good job in a lot of its higher end electronics to make things tremendously user friendly, but also look very slick. As you can see, both of these devices look very unique. They don't look like a lot of other devices. Let's check out just some of the visual aesthetics. I mean, most tablets are basically like blocks. If you've seen the iPad, if you've seen a lot of the Samsung tablets, they're basically just like flat, square. Some of them may have rounded edges, some of them may have harsh corners. This bears a lot of resemblance to the Notion Ink Atom in the respects that just very innovative design. And even with the Sony PRS-T1, it actually doesn't really look like a lot of other e-readers. It is touchscreen, yes, but it actually has like a number of kind of cool buttons like that are hard on the bottom, and they're actually firm. They actually have a little bit of torque to them, but it has everything you need from 3.5 millimeter, headphone jack to all the essentials. Let's now check out what the ebook experience is, because that's really the meat and potatoes of this tutorial here. So we're gonna load up the Sony Reader application, and this is the stock one that actually comes with it. Kind of a cool little keyboard here. It's one of the first actually Android keyboards that we've seen with a numpad, and it's really little things like this that really make this kind of stand out. So we're just going to open up a random book here. And we're also going to load up a book on there. So on camera, obviously, it looks a little bit different. This is a pure white screen. It looks a little bit blue on camera, but
It is the tungsten lighting sometimes when you film on a LCD screen. The screen may flicker, it may fuzz out. This is merely because of the camera not cooperating very well with the LCD screen.
So side by side, you can actually see that there's no light emitting from behind the text. What this really does is make it easier on the eyes. So you could see that under long-term reading, I could read on a dedicated e-reader for hours because you're not getting that LCD burnout glare. Now, it does have trade-offs where this may be easier on the eyes, high contrast, high resolution and all of that. But if we were to turn off the lights, we actually will see how everything turns out. Now you can see what we're talking about. One of the drawbacks with e-ink, because it's not backlit, you can actually read it in the dark, whereas with the Sony Tablet S, you could pretty well read it in most environmental circumstances, although most LCD screens suffer from a direct lighting. So you will get glare if you're out in the sun or various other conditions. So you want to be able to read this if you actually are in a well-lit environment, or if you have a book light for your case, or if you actually have a new breed of case with book lights built into it. And incidentally, you can get all of that at shopereaders.com. So in terms of page turn speed, both of them are pretty similar. Of course, it's different logistics the way that a tablet handles page turns via an e-ink. What I like about the Sony Tablet S is that you don't really see a lot of page refreshes. So you don't really see a ton of, a lot of tablets will make, or a lot of e-readers will make you kind of suffer from the refresh rate taking a long time. This does have a refresh rate, but it does have the ability to make it every 1 page to 6 pages. So we just have it on default stock right now, but it does have a little bit of flexibility in that department. So this has just been an overview of the reading capabilities of the Sony Tablet S and the Sony PRS-T1. One of the advantages that, say, a tablet has over an e-reader is, the comic book experience. You could, of course, read comics in e-ink, but you can't really get the rich and vibrant colors, although you will have some things that are in very high contrast. So just to give you an example, we do have a magazine type Fast Company, which is a very prominent, but it does have a fair number of pictures and things like that on there that we could sort of use to set the bar. So you can kind of see it, kind of what we're talking about there, an image, versus an image. I mean, I'm a huge fan of e-ink. I mean, I like the way that it's simplistic in design and low in cost. And those are two of the big factors that contribute to its success. Obviously, this around the $400 plus range, this under $150. So it all depends on what you need. If you want something that is light and portable, cheap on the budget, or if you want to get a full multimedia tablet. So this has been a comparison of the Sony Tablet S versus the Sony PRS-T1 for goodereader.com. My name is Michael.
This is Peter.
And everybody take care.